Welcome back to day 2 of the One Collision course virtual media day. We have with us now the man from Hawaii, Lowen Tynanes. What's up?
How's it, brother? Long time no see.
Oh, looking tick, bro.
No, it's just kidding.
How you been?
Good, bro. It's good to be back. It's good to be back in Asia.
How's the travel coming into Singapore?
It was long. It's like 20 hours of travel. You flew you flew to Hawaii and back here, so it's kind of next level, but we've been here kind of acclimated, so everything's going pretty smooth so far.
How's preparations been for this one? I know you've been out for a little bit of time. How's that back going?
Bro, it was actually pretty good. A bunch of my teammates and friends are all in camp as well. I'm finishing the year off strong. And then also a couple teammates starting the year off January, February. So everybody's been active somewhat in the bigger shows, and it's been good. It's been fun.
We got questions here from media from all around the world. I'm just going to shoot them out to you and just answer them, right?
Sounds good.
This one is from Leon Jennings of Asian Persuasion MMA. How good is it to be fit and healthy again? You've only fought once in 4.5 years, and how much of a factor will that play?
Well, it feels good to be back in action. Body ready. I've been through some roller coasters, as you guys know. It's God's plans. It's in hands, and whatever His plan is, I'm just I'm just in a seat, and He's in drive. So again, it's in God's hands.
Now you were in that one lightweight Grand Prix. You defeated Honorio Bonario, but had to pull out due to injury. Did you follow up on the tournament all the way through where Christian Lee picked up that Grand Prix? What did you think about that?
Yes, he did a solid performance. He beat I think was that Russian kid. He was in the top seat, and he made it all the way to the end, and Christian beat him, which was phenomenal work. And I'm not surprised. The kid is good. The kid is good and blessed, and it was a phenomenal performance.
1 second, we gotta remind the media who's joining us that if you want to ask questions to Lowen, please type in the Zoom chat box and direct it to the host, Tammy Chan. That way I can read them out. All right. Like you said, we got another Hawaiian champion at the lightweight division. Spoke about his skills. You guys ever crossed paths in Hawaii?
Nah, I've actually watched him wrestle. My younger brother and him is similar age. So I watched him grow up. I watched him fight, and I'm a fan. Their family is phenomenal athletes and phenomenal martial artists. And like I said, I got to see the kid grow up. So, quite interesting.
I got a question here now from Fight Game Asia. You exited the Grand Prix very early last year due to health issues. Is that all settled now, or are you at 100%?
No one's ever at 100% in my opinion. But through the grace of God, I'm here today, and I'm cleared and able to compete. So that's where I'm at.
Now we're going to speak about this matchup a little bit. You're going up against the former one featherweight world champion, Marat Godfuroff. Menace on the ground. What's your game plan going to this one?
Tune in and find out. We've been training a little bit of everywhere. As always, bettering every aspect of the MMA game. And like you mentioned, the guy's a former world champ, phenomenal on the ground. The objective is to win in any fashion. It don't matter to me. Just come out victorious.
We spoke to Marat yesterday, and he spoke about wanting to keep this one on the feet. Is that surprising to you?
No, not at all. I mean, again, we all have a plan until it comes, and you never know. Nothing is for sure.
Question here from Carlo Quinto. Marat Godfuroff is the former one featherweight world champion. What can you say about his game, and do you think he's a dangerous matchup for you?
Oh, definitely. In my opinion, the matchmakers did a phenomenal job. We have similar strengths. The guy has a little bit more experience. He's been more active. So in somewhat, he's got the advantage, but I'm here. I'm undefeated. I'm trying to stay undefeated. And and we create all different things or different, in your groups, you got your little sayings and jokes. And for some reason, that just stuck. So I use it.
I like it. It should be a full-time thing.
That thing's classic, huh?
We got a question here from Mia Miranda. You're fortunate to live in one of the most beautiful places in the world. How was your experience dealing with COVID and the lockdowns, and how did it affect your training and personal life?
For us, I'll second that. Probably the most beautiful place on the planet. I love Hawaii. With COVID, though, it has affected a lot of small businesses. All our gyms are closed. They're saying that we can regulate at a 25% capacity, which is very hard. And then they want you to train outside again, it's kind of like my disease. They don't have all the answers. They also don't have all the research to back up their reasons for doing whatever they're doing. So everything is in a trial and error basis. It's super complicated. This whole quarantine, we've been just surfing and, getting in training wherever you can, at home, garage, kind of like old school style, caveman style, and just enjoying the beach. The rules and the regulations is complicated everywhere. So you got to kind of just find your path and see what you can get away with.
Go with the flow a little bit, huh?
Exactly. Yeah, go with the flow.
You've been in one championship for a long time now. The divisions and the talent in the organization has grown a lot. What do you think about that?
Bro, they're making big moves, picking up some big names, getting way bigger and more exposure. I'm just happy to be a part of the team, man. One championship is making moves.
Question here from Mirren Jamo. What do you think are Godfuroff's biggest weaknesses that you can capitalize on?
So he's a former champ, and he wins in dominating fashions. I'm impressed and I'm stoked to have a solid opponent like this. And like I mentioned earlier, we have similar strengths. So, hey, tune in Fight Day, styles make matches, and that's the only way we're gonna find out.
Yeah, it's gonna be an incredible one. This one next is from Fight Game Asia. After bowing out of the tournament early, what was it like watching the lightweight Grand Prix from the sidelines? Do you have any regrets?
Negative, no regrets. You cannot predict any type of injuries. It's just freak stuff that happens. Again, it's God's path. He wouldn't give me a battle that he didn't think I could take over or overcome, and it's not in my control. So it is what it is.
This one's a follow-up from Fight Game Asia. Do you feel like you could have done well against some of the guys who reached the finals, like Eddie Alvarez, Dagi, Christian Lee?
Well, I'm back in action, so we're in the fight game and we haven't fought, so we probably will fight in the future. So all of that is irrelevant.
Not to jump ahead, is there anyone specifically that you're looking to compete against just to test yourself or something?
Nah, this guy right in front of me. This guy I'm about to compete with on Friday. This is the next opponent is to face, and let's take on this challenge.
2020 has been a rough year for a lot of people. What's the biggest takeaway from you?
Takeaway meaning?
Like what you learned the most about this year, 2020?
Family, bro. So many people in the beginning was complaining about work and, and money. And then a lot of people realized and learned that, we don't need all of this crazy stuff. We don't need all the extravagant money and, diamonds and clothes. Literally, all you need is your family, the Lord. We got outdoors. Life is so simple. We make it complicated. And in a way, I kind of enjoyed the quarantine because the rest of my family was off, and this is my normal lifestyle. I train, I surf, I do what I want every day. So it's kind of a normal thing, but a lot of people got a taste. But it's been long. It's been long enough, and smaller businesses are paying. So I hope that the world gets to move on and we get answers, or we get to figure out a solution to all the craziness that's going on.
Can you tell us a bit about your experience coming to Singapore, from the flights to COVID testing and all the protocols and restrictions? Does it add extra difficulty on you physically and mentally preparing for this one?
Definitely. I was somewhat surprised, but at the same time not. I know it would be strict, and there's different tests and stuff and guidelines that we gotta take, but man, it's been next level. Lockdown, it's kind of like a prison. Not much outdoor, and we're used to being at least outdoor, whenever we want to back home. So it's a little different. Other than that, they've been accommodated. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, training, and whatnot. They got everything strict, but pretty laid out. So again, it is what it is.
What's the protocols flying back to Hawaii? You got to do a quarantine or a lockdown?
I believe I'm not too sure the updates on the Hawaii regulations. I'm pretty sure that there's a pre-test. If you take the pre-test and it's negative, then you don't got to quarantine. But I will maybe not the full 14, but for at least a couple of days, regardless. Before I see my family and whatnot. Christmas is coming up, so you don't want to get nobody sick, especially with you never know.
You spoke a bit about a lot of your teammates having fights lined up for January. Can you tell us who your main training partners were and your coaches for this one?
I got a lot, actually. So many other boys helped me out from the start, but a Yance, but a Max. I think Max is fighting mid-January. My brother, my coach right now, Lowen Tynanes, he's here with me. Coach Charles, Coach Surf Legit, Ali Jiu-Jitsu, Don Pump, and my strength and conditioning. My boy Nelson, recovery and stretching and whatnot. And then Brother Keone Diggs, everybody at Hawaii Elite, Kanan, all the boys helped me, Brother Ben, so many partners that was, kind of flushing through and guys just getting it in while they can. And, that's what we do. We make each other better. And we unite as one.
You talk about a little bit about the Lee family being a fighting family. Your pops is a fighter himself. Your brother's been wrestling. What is that like growing up in that family, and how has that helped you?
Bro, every camp, my brothers are my main training partners. Regardless, they could be in school, they could be working construction. I let them know I got a camp, and they're there all the time. And for some reason, these guys don't age. They attack me like freaking spider monkeys. And then I got all my crazy teammates as well. But how I knew I wanted to fight, I think it was maybe the fourth grade. My dad fought. I seen him fight, and once I seen him fight, I was like, bruh,
that's me.
That's what I do. Yeah, I freaking knew right away, and I stuck with it, and I'm here today.
And your brothers are looking to jump in?
I got a younger brother in college right now. He's in Idaho, finishing up, I think, senior year. I think he wants to scrap. I don't know. My other two brothers, not so much. They kind of faded off right after high school, college. But we'll see. I got a lot of siblings. I got like 12, so I'm sure one of them will. Yeah, I'm sure a few of them will.
We got a question here from Miran Jamo again. You seem to be dealing with a lot of health issues with your injuries and the autoimmune disease. How do you stay motivated and keep going on? And what's your biggest motivation?
Again, my family, bro, and then being able to represent Hawaii. That's been, forever. And then, the love and passion for fighting. Like I said, in third grade, I knew this is what I want to do. And I knew God wouldn't give me these tools, the structure, the work ethic. I knew he wouldn't give me these for nothing. And I'm right back on path, healthy again and able to compete. So thank you, Jesus.
Keith McCulling with this one. He says, hi, Lowen. Can you comment on the Christian Lee fight against Dagi? What you think about that one?
I actually never see him. I know that Christian won, but I never see the fight. So
you're going to watch that one and let us know after.
Yeah, for sure. I'll take a look.
You gave a big shout out to your boys in the gym. Any more shout outs you want to give?
Nah, just everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and see you guys Friday.
Bro, it's always so good to see you. Nice to see you again, and I can't wait to watch you jump in there, bro.
I'll see you in Bali soon, my brother.
Hope so. All the best, bro, this Friday.
Easy.
That was Lowen Tynanes of Hawaii. He will be up against the former one featherweight world champion, Marat Godfuroff, this Friday, December 18th in Singapore for one collision course. We got up next, Troy Pretty Boy Worthen in a bit. The schedule's all on your screen. And don't forget, to the media joining us, to ask questions, please type in the Zoom chat box and direct your questions to the host, Tammy Chan. That way I can read them out to the athletes. Please stay tuned. We got two more athletes coming up, Troy Worthen, and we're ending the day with Shibin. Catch you in a bit.
Okay. We had Lowen Tynanes there. Gonna have Troy Worthen up in a minute. I'm just trying to turn down the volume in my earphones on this One Championship song. To anyone's watching, hello. Yeah, this is the One Championship Collision Course, not Big Bang 2, as I originally put in the title. It's Collision Course Virtual Media Day. Just bringing you all the interviews. Well, not all of them. I missed the first one. I missed Rodlek. Sorry, Rodlek. But I had a team meeting at work. We just had Lowen Tynanes, and now we've got Troy Worthen up next. Watch along, see what's up. I have turned off that audio quickly so I can hear my own thoughts. Seppi a lot, what's up? How are you? Yeah, they should maybe get another song, huh? Just the same song each time. But I like it. It's a good song. Gets me hyped for the fights. Cletus, sorry we missed you. Checked in and checked out. Come back if you want to watch Troy Worthen's interview coming up. We can get some chat going if you want to. Otherwise, I will just put up Troy on the screen. And maybe come back at 12 o'clock Hong Kong time. So in about an hour's time, John and I am going to be doing a podcast, a live chat about MMA news, today's news. Going to go through all the big stories. I think the main story today is that Romero has signed with Bellator. Despite Scott Coker previously saying he would not sign Romero, he's gone and done it, and it looks like he's going to be competing in the light heavyweight division. Poor old Corey Anderson, who must have gone there thinking he had a great chance to steamroll his way towards a title shot. Now, Rumble Johnson's there. Yoel Romero's there. Should be some fun fights ahead for Bellator, huh? That's a really good division now they got going on. Anyway, this is the One Championship Virtual Media Day for Collision Course. Virtual Media Day 2. Troy Worthen coming up at 11 a.m. Singapore time. In 2 minutes, I will transfer it back over when Troy pops up. Please leave any questions, any comments that you'd like if you're watching, or just watch the interviews and then check back in an hour as well. John, Hyun, Ko, and myself will be talking about all the latest MMA news. You can ask your questions, you leave your comments. Just checking there, sorry. Okay, yeah, waiting on Troy. He should be here very soon. Then you won't have to pull up with listening to me any longer. Anyway, yeah, one collision course Friday. My birthday will be Friday, 18th December. Be turning 33. Sure, I'll be watching along, doing a fight companion as usual for you guys. So join in, come chat with us on Friday and watch one collision course. It's not one's final show of the year. They actually have one on Christmas Day. Would you believe it? I think. Why would you do Christmas Day? Everyone's busy on Christmas, surely. Not everyone, but a lot of people are busy on Christmas. Anyway, I'm not sure I'll be watching that one. I probably have Christmas things to do, but I will be trying to watch on Friday some good fights. Lowen Tynanes against former featherweight champion Marat Godfuroff. Lowen has magically appeared at number 5 in the One Championship lightweight rankings. Not quite sure how. He has not fought for a long time. Last fought in the One Championship lightweight Grand Prix beat Hilario Benario from Team Lakai. Looked really good. But then he's had a pretty bad autoimmune illness he's been dealing with. He's been away for, a year and a half at least. I think there were times where he thought he might not fight again. But he's back. Great to see him. He was very laid back. Didn't want to give too much away, but this is a very highly rated fighter in one. A lot of people are high on Lowen Tynanes, so we'll see what he can do. Some other good fights this card. You can see there Quickly and Stoica. They were meant to headline last week, but there was some COVID issues, or the week before, was it? So the fights got rearranged. They're back on now for this week. And Nongo v Rodlek, that should be a fun scrap. Bantamweight Muay Thai title in the main event. Here we go. I'm going to get off screen though, because Mr. Gianni Suba is back, so I'll leave you all to it.
And it feels like I came home almost. I just wish I could go out and see people and visit.
What was the motivating factor for you moving back to the States?
There was a situation between me and Evolve, and they decided to go a different way. So I went back to the States, but it's all love for me. I miss the guys over there. I love the team, and I hope the best for them.
How was the travel like? You had to come in, do that 10-day quarantine, get the swab test done, and the lockdown in the hotel. Has that affected you at all going into this one?
I feel a little bit of a jet lag. This will be the first time I'm fighting in one while traveling from the United States, because I was in Singapore. So, it's just getting adjusted, but I feel good, man. I'm ready to go. There's going to be no excuses. There's going to be no anything put up on my side. I'm going to go out there and perform, and we'll see what happens.
It seems like one has done a great job with you building up stiffer competition each fight as you progress. This one is a big jump for you. The number 4 ranked Yusuf Sadulayev is going to be a great challenge for you. How do you feel about that matchup?
I'm super excited, man. This is pretty much a fight I've been asking for since I got in, so no complaints from me. I'm super excited I got it. I think it's a great matchup. We're both very strong wrestlers. We both like to grapple, and you never know what's going to happen in there. So I'm super excited, and I think the fans should keep their eyes on the TV for this one.
We have a question here from Asian Persuasion MMA. How big a step up in competition do you feel Yusuf is for you?
Step up. I don't feel like I should be disrespectful to my previous opponents. I think they're all very high level, and they all present different situations and different strengths and weaknesses. Daichi Takanaka had a really close fight with Yusuf. They went split decision, and he lost to Mark Abelardo, who I just beat. So I won't say it's a huge step up. I just say it's a different puzzle. He's definitely the best grappler I've faced so far in one championship, for sure. He's definitely the most experienced guy, and he has the biggest names on his record. But, I'm just going out there and looking to do what I do. It doesn't really matter who's across the cage from me.
Next question here from Carlo Quinto. Yusuf is a very dangerous grappler with high-level submissions. How confident are you in your ground game that you will be able to handle him if the fight goes to the mat?
To be honest, I don't want to sound like cocky or anything like that, but I think I control where this fight goes. I do think I am the superior wrestler. So if we go to the ground, it'll be because I want to go to the ground, and I'm very confident in my skills down there. I am a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. I have a long history in wrestling, and I'm just very confident in what I do. If it was a submission grappling tournament in a gi, maybe he would beat me, but there's punches in the face and this is a fight, and I think I'm the better ground fighter.
Next question here from Fight Game Asia. Aside from his ground game, is there anything else you need to worry about when facing him? Also, what do you think is Sadulaev's biggest weakness, and how can you exploit that?
He throws big, wild punches, you know. He doesn't set a lot of his strikes up, but when he throws them, it's full power. He's going to jump into it. So if he touches you, I mean, it's definitely going to hurt you. So I do need to watch out for the big strikes. But as far as his biggest weakness, I mean, probably his stand-up. His stand-up is very generic, and he uses it just to get to those clinch positions and get to the ground. So I do think that's probably his biggest weakness. But I think he's a pretty well-rounded fighter. You know, he's fought everybody. He's been in the game for a long time, and he's been successful. So you can't write him off anywhere.
Moving into this next one now from Keith Makaling. Sadulaev is a veteran with a lot of fighting experience. Do you think that will be a factor in this match?
I respect Sadulaev a lot, and I don't want it to come off as I'm dismissive of him or his skill set. I think he's very good, and I would love to maybe grapple with him and train with him after this fight. You know, it's hard to find guys that can push you like that, but you know, I don't think there's anything that can save him in this matchup. I'm very well prepared, and I'm very confident in my preparation, and I believe I'm one of the best guys in the world, and I'm looking to go prove that.
Mia Miranda with this question. You mentioned you left Evolve MMA to return home in the U.S. You're now training with some great talent at Stanford MMA. What has that experience been like, and how did it help you develop as a fighter?
Stanford's been amazing since the first day I stepped in there. Coach Henry Hoof, Greg Jones, Kami. We have a bunch of assistant coaches as well. They've welcomed me with open arms, and I couldn't ask for a better team to relocate to, you know, and I have some of the best training partners in the world. You know, I have people like Martin Nguyen, who was the featherweight champ. I have guys like Michael Chandler. I have a bunch of guys that you guys don't know about that grind in the room with me every single day that I think are amazing, and they're going to be big waves in one championship, UFC and Bellator very soon. You know, it's been awesome, and I get to test myself against guys that are world champions, and I know where I stand. It's not a guessing game anymore. You know, I didn't have a lot of experience training with people of that caliber, and now that I have it, I know where I stand. There's no questions asked. I am one of the best in the world. So Stanford MMA has been an amazing opportunity and experience for me, and I'm super thankful to be there, and I'm looking to go represent them well.
Speaking about that, Martin Nguyen, Ong La, you have Teal Tang over there, and some big names in one championship. What advice do they give you when you go out and compete?
Man, there's too many names in that gym to name drop. I don't want to leave anybody out, but there's so many names over there. And, you know, we hang out in the gym quite a bit. I don't know if we've talked too much about advice as far as fighting over here, but, you know, I think we all have the same mindset as you put the work in and the results will happen. You can't sit there and just worry about wins and losses, and you can't get scared of what happens if I go out there and get knocked out, or what happens if I lose by submission. You know, you just do the work, you do it as hard as you can, and you make sure you're prepared, and then you let the chips fall where they may. So I think we all have that same mindset of we're real martial artists, and we're trying to get better every single day. And then this is just a chance to go express ourselves.
Now, the bantamweight division is a pretty stacked division. John Lineker versus Kevin Bellingham was one of recent fight for the number one contender bout. Lineker is now ranked at number one. What do you think about that bout?
I think Lineker did pretty much what he does in every single fight, and he imposed his game plan well. I think maybe Bellingham was a little too hesitant, you know. I think all the hype behind Lineker's hands of stone got in his head. So he was biting a little bit too much on the feints. He was too worried about the strikes and didn't impose his own game plan, which I think in an interview after that, he said himself that that he didn't feel like himself, and that wasn't his best performance because he was in his own head. But, you know, impressive win. No one's done that to Bellingham. No one just goes out there, walks him down, and finishes him. So super impressive from Lineker. And, you know, that's another fight I'm looking forward to sometime in the future. I'm sure him and Dion will probably have a date coming up. But I'm chasing the belt, so whoever has it at that point, I'll be happy to face. And I think everybody in one championship is top caliber. So even outside the top 5, I'm excited for anybody.
Champion right now, as you spoke about, Viviano Fernandez, undefeated in one championship, legend in the sport. How do you feel you match up against him?
He's not undefeated, but he does have the most title defenses. I think me and Viviano is actually pretty similar to how this fight with Yusuf will be, where he's a very good grappler. He does throw big, wild strikes, and he can't hurt you on your feet if you get caught by it. But I think it's very similar to where I think I'm the superior wrestler, so I can kind of decide where the fight takes place. And I do think I have better striking. So I think I'm a very good matchup for Viviano, but, you know, his jiu-jitsu is world-class. He's one of the best in the world in jiu-jitsu, in fighting too. He knows how to use it for MMA very well. So I have to mind my P's and Q's in that bout. But I do think I'm a good matchup, and I'm super excited to go test myself. You know, like, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but testing myself is what I do this for. It's not for fame. It's not for the money. You know, I want to challenge myself. I want to see where I am, and I want to get better every single day as a martial artist. So that's another bout that excites me a lot.
Yeah, my bad. My apologies. Viviano did have a split decision loss to Kevin Bellingham. We got next question here from Leon Jennings, Asian Persuasion MMA. Starting the year with the win in Singapore, then ending the year with the win in Singapore, and moving into the top 5 bantamweight rankings. All things considered with COVID, will this go down as a good year for you?
You know, I'm still getting to live my dream and do what I love. So it's always a good year. I was very worried at the start of this year how things were going, that, you know, some of the promotions were going to struggle and maybe I wouldn't have a job at the end of this year. So I'm just super thankful to be here, super thankful to One Championship, Chatri, like everybody that puts the work in behind the scenes to make sure that we have a platform to go out there and compete. You know, I'm just grateful. So it was a great year for me, and I'm looking to go cap it off well.
You've had a little bit of time to work on new skills in a new gym. What specific areas of your game have improved since training at Stanford MMA?
There's definitely more wrestlers in the room at Stanford, so I'm getting a lot more of hard wrestling, drilling a lot more of that look. So I think I've probably resharpened some of my wrestling skills and got a little bit better in those positions in MMA. So my wrestling has probably improved quite a bit. Definitely Henry's style of striking is different from when I was at Evolve. Evolve is very Muay Thai based. Henry's obviously Dutch kickboxing, so a little bit more movement. Definitely a different style. And you know, it's just different. I'm not gonna say one's better than the other, but it works very well for my skill set. So I'm excited to go show, you know, the new layers to my game that I've been working on.
Talk to us about training with Henry Hoop. How has that helped you?
It's been awesome, man. Henry just good vibes person. You know, being around him just makes you happy to go train. So outside of his technique, he's just a good person to be around and reinvigorates your willingness to go train. So that's been awesome. But you know, the guy knows a lot of things, and I've picked up on little details that, you know, maybe been missing from some of my striking game. So it's been an awesome experience, and you know, we're only been working together for maybe 8 to 12 weeks. So I'm super excited to see what we can do in the future when we have more time together.
Now, this move back to the U.S. means you have to travel all the way back to Asia. Is that something you thought about before making the move back out?
Yeah, it's definitely not ideal to have to travel 30 hours, you know, the week of a fight and try to get adjusted to a 12-hour time difference and stuff like that. But that's just part of the game, you know. MMA, people travel all over the world to fight all the time, and I'm just going to have to make it work. Hopefully One Championship will bring some events to North America soon, and then won't have to travel quite so far. But I love coming to visit Singapore. I love Asian culture. So especially when COVID's over and I get to go out and experience the culture and explore places, it doesn't bother me. I'm excited to be out here again.
You were at Evolve in Singapore for a few years. Did you get to travel around a bit? And if you did, which country was your favorite?
Yeah, I did travel around a bit. You know, I was in Malaysia, went to Thailand, been around a little bit. I've been to Japan, but didn't really get to travel that much outside the airport. I mean, I think Singapore is probably my favorite. Singapore is like an Asian version of the United States to me. So it feels like home, but it is different. So you get different cultures. And if there was any place that I was going to relocate to outside of the United States ever again, I'd come back to Singapore. I love this place.
Prediction, how do you think this one ends?
Violently. I think it ends violently. Probably, I'll say first round TKO.
Got it, man. Thank you for your time. All the best this Friday night. Good seeing you.
Thank
Wish you all
you.
the best.
Absolutely. Thank you.
That was Troy Worthen, who will be going up against the number 4 ranked bantamweight contender, Yusuf Sadulayev. We have one more athlete before we end the day, and that will be Xie Bin of China, who will be going up against Chan Rotan of Cambodia. Xie Wei will be joining us at 11:30 a.m. So please stay tuned. Come back to us 11:30. Remember, have those questions ready. Type it into the Zoom chat box, direct it to the host, Tammy Chan, so we can read it out to the athletes. We'll see you in a bit.
All right, I don't know if I'm on the mic again. Can anyone hear me? Yeah, we got one more interview today on the One Championship Collision Course Virtual Media Day Part 2. That is Xie Wei, as Mr. Gianni Suba was just talking about. That's coming up in about 10, 12 minutes. So, yeah, any questions, any comments, please leave them now. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to fill dead air for 10 minutes. Yeah, Sepulot saying, when did Troy Worthen go to Stanford? That's an awesome move. You know what? I had no idea either that Troy had left Evolve MMA and gone to Stanford. Shows how in the loop I am. That is good news for him. I think that's a great gym. Obviously, he's got some real top quality training partners there now. And there's a lot of guys at the top of the chain in one there, of course. You know, Ongla, Martin, who can give him a lot of help, I think, a lot of experience in that regard. Henry Hooft, one of the coaches of the year for me. That's a great move for him. I don't know what happened. I don't know why he left Evolve. We're going to have Troy tomorrow on the One Championship, SCMP One Championship live show. Troy is one of the guests. We have a pretty stacked lineup. Hopefully be able to reveal all of that. I'm very close to finalizing the full lineup, so I can say it all later on. But Troy is one of the guests, so I'll try and get a little bit more in depth with him about that. Because yeah, that's very interesting news for Troy Worthen, and I think a win on Friday at Collision Course maybe puts Troy into that top 5, and that's interesting. Now the bantamweight scene is getting very interesting for me in One Championship. John Lineker, Bibiano Fernandez look like they're going to be squaring off for the title whenever they make that fight. John Lineker obviously beat Kevin Belling on second round TKO, former champ Kevin Belling on. So Bibiano will finally have a new opponent to fight, having fought Kevin Belling on 4 times. I'm sure Bibiano will be happy for some change to mix it up a little bit against his fellow Brazilian. Troy talked a little bit there about fighting Bibiano and how he thinks he matches up with him. Some interesting comments there. Yeah, I think Troy is one to keep an eye on in that division for sure. A lot of people are high on him. And he's only going to get better in Stanford MMA. I do not know why he left Evolve, but I think he will really level up down at Stanford. Great move for him. Any comments, any questions, please leave them. Otherwise, yeah, we're going to have, I will not have one championship. We're going to have Xie Wei up at 11:30 in about 10 minutes for the final interview of one championship collision course virtual media day. So we'll stick that on the screen for you. And then after that, around about 12 o'clock, so 40 minutes time, I'm going to be doing a live podcast with Mr. John Hyun Ko. 12 o'clock Hong Kong time. I don't know what that is for you, wherever you are. But it will be in another stream, not this one. So I will be finishing this stream, but you can just check back on the SCMP MMA YouTube channel. We will be going live again in about 40 minutes. For all the MMA news, we're going to kick things off, I guess, with Romero going to Bellator, having previously, it looked like that was not going to happen. Scott Coker did not seem interested. Looks like Malki-Kawa, the Kawa Bros have done their job. They've got Yoel's spot in Bellator. He says he's going to be light heavyweight. I think that's the plan. But Malki hinted that Romero could do 3 divisions: middleweight, light heavyweight, heavyweight. We'll get into all of that in our live chat with John, me and John at 12 o'clock. That's in about 38 minutes. We got one more interview here, though, Xie Wei, in about 8 minutes. I will be bringing you that to finish the One Championship Collision Course Media Day. Yeah, and then if you want more One Championship, we got that tomorrow. SCMP One Championship Live Show, episode 4, I think. The 4th one we've done. Been a while since we've done one. I'm looking forward to it. I've been on holiday for a few weeks, so we didn't do one a couple weeks ago, but we're back on it with it now. We've got a really good lineup. I think it's going to be one of the best ones we've done yet. It's going to be pretty long, though. But yeah, just join it whenever you can. Dip in and out. Always fun to have a bit of interaction. Ask any questions to any of the fighters you want. I will put the full schedule up with all the times you can come and go as you please. See any fighter there, you want to ask a question, come and join the chat and ask them. But today, yes, Xie Wei is the last interview on the One Championship Collision Course Media Day. Sadly, we cannot ask them any questions from here. I can get a question in, but I'm not sure exactly what to ask Xie Wei. I will probably just let Gianni Suba do his thing and ask all the questions. Yeah, I didn't ask Troy a question there because, yes, we're going to have him tomorrow on our live show. So I want to save all the questions I have. Don't want to give the game away. But some very interesting topics, I'm sure, with Troy, as we said, going to Stanford MMA down in Florida. Left Evolve MMA in Singapore. I have to get my information on that. I didn't know that. I don't know when he left. I know maybe he'd been stuck there, a little stranded during the pandemic. That might have played a role. Might have been limiting his training options. I'm not sure. Maybe he just wanted to change. Maybe it was time to step up. Sepulot, thank you so much for asking a question here because I was just freeballing. Does Jihan speak English? I think you mentioned Saturday she was going to be on the live show. I am sad to report Jihan will not be on the show anymore. Jihan has to do a blood test as part of her COVID stuff, having arrived back in Malaysia, part of her, quarantine. The exact time she was going to be on the show, she will be going to the doctors and all that. So, no Jihan, but I can promise we've found some suitable replacements. You will not be disappointed, guys. I might as well just reveal the lineup here. We are going to have Demetrius Johnson first up. We're going to have Adriano Moraes. We're going to have Misha Tate, it looks like. That will be. I'm really looking forward to that. I haven't interviewed Misha for a while, and I really want to pick her brains on the One Championship Atomweight Grand Prix. We are going to have, hopefully, Mei Yamaguchi as well. Ask her about potentially being in that Grand Prix. She's the final name I'm trying to finalize. We're going to have Troy Worthen, yes. We will have a face-off between Gary, Tonin, and Tanley. So Gary and Tan at the same time. That should be really fun. That will be the final interview on the show at about 12 o'clock Hong Kong and Singapore time. God, I can't even remember who else I booked. Let me double check. It's a long list, a long show. Oh, yes, Martin Nguyen. How can I forget you, Martin? The situation. We're going to be asking him, I think, about the call out from Kim Jae-ung on One Championship Big Bang 2 last Friday, and what he makes about, yes, potentially Gary fighting Tan, or does he think he needs to get that title shot, that rematch first? Should be a great show. One Championship UK. Quick recap. You haven't missed much. I literally just been streaming these interviews from the One Championship Collision Course virtual media day. Having my usual technical hiccups as always. And I actually missed the first interview with Rodlick, but we had Lowen Tynanes. He had an interview, and then we had Troy Worthen just now, and there's one more interview, Xie Wei, coming up very soon in about 4 minutes. Yeah, and I'm just trying to fill the dead air between interviews. Thank you, Seppi, a lot. That is a sick lineup, if I do say so myself. That's going to be a fun one for sure. Yes, I agree with you. One Championship UK. I cannot wait to do it. It's been a bit crazy trying to finalize this lineup. A lot of things have changed around. DJs, the timing for DJ has been switched about 3 times. Jihan has dropped out late. We had another name drop out. I can't remember. So we've just had to fill in and shuffle things around as best we can. It's all good. We're all set to go. So it should be 8 a.m. Hong Kong time start. Yeah, very early start because DJ can only do 8 o'clock. So I'll be up early starting that. I don't know wherever you are in the world, what time zone that translates for you. Probably easy if you're in America. It's a bit like the evening or nighttime. I'll be getting up early, having my coffee, getting ready to interview Demetrius Johnson. Hopefully John will be able to join me for that one. He was on board to join at 9 o'clock when we were originally scheduled for DJ, but don't know if that's slightly too early for him. I'll double check with him. Yeah, exactly. You can ask your questions, guys. You get your questions into these fighters. It must be a fun experience. You know, I'm not sure many other places do that. That's what we do here on SCMP MMA. If you have a question you want to ask any of these fighters tomorrow, just type it in the comment box, and John and I will put the questions to your fighters there. Miesha Tate, indeed, will be there. She's a real legend. Former UFC champion. Back in training. That's it. She's been training again at Extreme Couture in Las Vegas. That's why we want to get her on the show. We want to find out what's going on. Any potential comeback. How cool would that be? What do you think, Miesha Tate in One Championship? How would that go? I'm not sure there's a division she would slot into there. We'll see. That would be super cool, though, if they could make something like that work. Yeah, Miesha's obviously just had her second child, though not too recently, but she's back in training. That's a good sign. Maybe she's getting the urge to scratch the itch again. Now, I am just waiting for Xie Wei to turn up. As soon as she turns up, I will switch it back over to the One Championship Zoom feed. What's this? On a legit quarantine. It's painful not seeing anybody steady shows. I kind of feel at the moment. Yeah. It's tough times. What's going on over in Canada there, Seppi a lot? Hope you've not tested positive for COVID or anything like that. Hope you're okay. These are tough times. Hopefully our shows give you something to do while you're all bored at home. Hopefully we can fill that gap of time. Yeah, I've been like that. Everything's closed here in Hong Kong at the moment. I just don't know what to do with myself. Yeah, there's only so many times you can wander around. Been watching Breaking Bad a lot again on Netflix. That's fun. One Championship UK. Thank you. You're doing my job. You're searching for the time zones here. Appreciate that. 8 a.m. Hong Kong time is 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. EST. That sounds all right. I don't know. Hopefully that lines up with some of your schedules. But it's a long show. So even if you missed the beginning or you missed the middle or you missed the end, come join us for whatever you can. Plenty of interviews there, about 7, I think. Anyway, Gianni is back. I'm going to switch over to them. So 1 second.
Media from all over the world, so I'm going to ask them to you. First one here is from Leon Jennings of Asian Persuasion MMA. Danny King had ended your 5-fight win streak in January. What did you learn from that fight?
谢维来自海外媒体的问题问，你在上一次和丹尼金加德的比赛中，他终结了你的5连胜，你如何看待这场比赛？
虽然上场比赛输了吧，但是我会重新开启我的连胜之旅的。
Yeah, of course I know I stopped my win streaks last time, but I'm pretty sure that I will restart my win streaks again.
What did you learn from that fight?
你从那场比赛中学到了什么？
我感觉自己还有很多不足吧，然后对于规则方面的认知不是特别清晰，但通过那场比赛之后，我成长了很多。
I know I still got a lot of things to learn. I know I'm not very clear about the rules of one championship, but I know I will improve very much more.
Question here from Fight Game Asia. It has been a long time since you last competed. How did that time off affect your training and development as a fighter?
Sorry, can
You want me to repeat that one?
Yeah.
It has been a long time since you last competed. How did that time off affect your training and development as a fighter?
距离你上一次比赛已经过去了非常长的时间。这么长时间没有比赛，有没有影响到你的状态？
有一点吧，但是我一直在加强我自己的各方面，然后主要是拳法方面的一个进步吧。
Yeah, of course it affect me a little bit, but I've been improving myself always, especially my boxing skills.
This question is from Mirren Jamo. You're taking on a hungry veteran in Chan Watana, who is riding a 3-fight winning streak. What is your opinion on him as a fighter?
你这一场比赛的对手是一个非常渴望胜利的对手，他现在正在一个3连胜的状态。你怎样看待你这次的对手？
这一次是非常好的一个对手，因为他战力也不错，但我自身来说，我战力也非常不错，所以我希望跟他打出一场精彩的比赛。
Yeah, I love my opponent. He's a striking stylistic fighter. I am also a stand-up striking stylistic fighter. I think it's going to be an exciting fight.
We have a question here from YWZD. Can you tell us about your experience in the Shaolin Temple?
可以跟我们讲一下你之前在少林寺的经历吗？
一直比较喜欢武术吧，然后在我初中毕业之后就不太会喜欢读书，然后是我的父亲把我送到了少林寺，在少林寺待了4年，3年学生，1年教练。
Yeah, I love martial arts since I'm very young. After I finished junior high school, my father sent me to Shaolin, and I spent 3 years as a student and 1 year as a teacher, as a coach. And that's my experience at Shaolin Temple.
Carl Paja with this question. What changes have you made to your game since the lockdowns happened? How have you gotten better?
这个 隔离过后，你如何改进了你的风格比赛的一个特点？是否有让你变得更好？
我在隔离，
就是这次整个这个疫情造成的这个隔离，整个对职业生涯的影响。
对我的影响可能就是我出国了，去到泰国那边去看习了一下国外的训练方法，然后看着他们的水平，对自己的一个认知，更加相信自己。
Yeah, I went to Thailand to a new training camp, and I learned more. I understand myself more. I prove myself more.
This question from YWZD, kind of going into your training camp in Thailand. How are the preparations for this fight, and what did you specifically work on?
这场比赛你都做了哪些准备？你具体是在哪些方面在提升自己？
接到比赛之后一直在备战，然后备战状态也特别好。我主要是加强了拳法方面的进攻吧，然后一个压迫性的一个进攻的一个节奏，一直在加强拳法。
I have started my training camp, my war camp since the first day I heard about this fight is signing, and I've been improving my boxing skills. I'm going to push my opponent very hard.
Leon Jennings of Asian Persuasion MMA with this question. All your wins have been finishes, and you've never been finished. Does that give you extra confidence going into this bout Friday night?
你在你的职业生涯中，每一场比赛都是以终结取胜的，并且你从来没有被终结过。这种情况是否会给你更大的自信？你在这次的比赛当中带着怎样的态度来比赛？
首先拿到一个连胜，是因为是对自己一个实力的认可吧，然后对自己的一个自信心也建立起来。然后这场比赛主要是以打满的一个心态，但是如果说有个终结的方式拿下比赛，我也可以，因为我有终结能力。
Of course, my win streaks give me tons of confidence, but actually, I prepared to fight all 3 rounds in this fight. Of course, if I got the chance to knock him out, I would knock him out. But I prepared for whole 3 rounds.
What does he think is Chanrotana's biggest strengths and his biggest weaknesses?
在你眼中，你这次的对手陈罗塞纳，他最大的优点和最大的弱项是什么？
他的腿法还有硬度，就是说整体的一个硬度非常的不错，但是他的就是一个缺点，可能就是地面的一些柔术方面的欠失吧。
I think he got very high level kicks, and his body is so strong. But I don't think he's very well rounded in the ground. So I think I'm gonna have him. I'm gonna take him on the ground.
Your former opponent Danny King is now the number 2 ranked flyweight, I believe. Is that someone that you would like to get a rematch against?
你之前的对手，你上一场比赛的对手丹尼金加德，他现在是万冠军赛排名第2，他的量级里面排名第2。你是否有想跟他再打一场的打算？
有去想着2番战，或者说去复仇，但是当下还是说一步一个脚印，慢慢打上排名吧。
Yeah, of course. I would definitely love to have my revenge, but right now I'm just considering about how to step in the ranking and start from that.
We have a question here from Carl Pajar. Chanrotana is also a striker and a very prominent Khmer fighter in Cambodia. You mentioned you worked on your boxing. How do you think your striking matches up against him?
你的对手陈罗塞纳也是一个非常鲜明的战力型的一个对手，然后在柬埔寨当地呢，也是一个非常知名的对手。你提到了你在提升你的拳法的打击技术，你认为这场比赛你们两个将会以什么样的方式对决？
首先，他是一个非常好的对手吧，因为他本身来说也非常不错，但是我相信我更好，然后我的拳的力量更重。
Yeah, my opponent is very good. I think he's a very good striker, but I think I'm just better. I'm just better than him. I think my punch is harder than him.
How was your experience dealing with COVID? Did that affect your training at all?
你就是对抗这个新冠疫情的经历是怎样的？你认为整个这个过程是否有影响到你的状态？
多少还是有一点吧，因为从中国到这边来隔离，但这边训练也非常好，所以说没有多少有一点影响，但是影响不大。
Yeah, a little bit. It affects me a little bit. But when I come to Singapore, I train very good. When championship took good care of me, I train very good.
You spoke about moving to Thailand to train for this bout. Is that going to be a long-term thing? You're going to go to Thailand for every one of your camps now?
你说你之前有去泰国那个加强自己的训练，这个以后会变成常态的吗？就是你以后每一场比赛都会到泰国去进行一个备战吗？
不一定，因为我们青岛新疆也是一个非常好的俱乐部，然后也非常有很多厉害的选手在里面。但是如果说去特训的话，或者说去加强的话，会去到泰国。
Not really. Actually, my gym from China, Qingdao, Xinjiang, is also a very good gym. We got all the best Chinese fighters there. We can learn all the best techniques there. But of course, if I got something I want to prove specifically, only I could learn from Thai gym, I would go there no matter what.
Question here from Fight Game Asia. Tell us more about MMA in China. How does representing your country on an international platform like One make you feel?
跟我们讲一下现在中国 MMA 行业的情况吧。作为一个中国运动员，能够在国际擂台上代表自己的祖国，你是怎样感受的？
我首先特别开心吧，因为疫情阶段，然后我代表中国能够到了国外去比赛，然后现在疫情阶段在中国也逐渐恢复了，运动方面现在很多的赛事也在逐渐恢复，所以中国的运动员也会陆陆续续的在国际上露面。我非常荣幸代表中国。
I'm very happy and very proud to representing my home country on a global stage. Everything is slowly going well in my country from this COVID disaster. And the sports business start to restart everything, and the athletes, the fighters are getting fights, not only local promotions, also like me to the global stage. I'm very proud to representing my country this time.
Carl Pajar with this question: how do you think this fight will play out? Can you give us a prediction for this one?
你能不能给我们一个你认为的很细的一个预测，对于这场比赛的结果？
我感觉我会在第二回合终结他。
I think I'm gonna knock him out, or at least finish him at round 2.
Next question from Leon Jennings. How do you see the Adriano Moraes versus Demetrius Johnson fight going in February?
你如何看待2月份大力鼠和那个冠军的这场比赛？
他们俩是大力鼠是我的偶像吧，一直比较喜欢他。然后如果有机会的话，我希望跟他在同一个赛季比赛。我指的是他在前面，然后我在后面，然后我想在下面看他比赛。
Well, Demetrius is. I am the biggest Demetrius Johnson fan in China, and my biggest dream in One Championship is to fight on the same card with Demetrius Johnson, so I could watch his fight for free.
A couple more questions. This one from YWZD again. What are your plans for 2021?
你2021年有什么计划？
希望打更多的比赛吧，在万来说，然后就是一步一个脚印，先做好每一步，希望在万的比赛上名次越来越好。
Yeah, I just want to fight more fights. I just want to take it step by step, and one day I could step in the ranking. Then we will restart this conversation.
Xie Wei has competed in one Warrior Series as well as one Hero Series. Did that experience get him ready for the one championship bout when he made his debut against Danny King?
你是从那个 OHS 中国寻鹰之旅一步一步打到万国军赛的，这样的经历是否让你给了你足够的准备来和丹尼金加德进行上一场这样的一场比赛呢？
对，因为中国那方面也选拔也特别残酷，都是一个对手一个对手打不下来的，所以对于有这种心理准备吧，因为毕竟经过一个残酷的一个竞争才走到现在这里。
Yeah, my experience in OHS One Hero Series of China is pretty savaging. You know, I have to fight all the best from China. I win four opponents, and that gave me a lot of experience to step in the one circle now.
That's all from us. Thank you for your time, and we wish you all the best for this Friday night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
谢谢。
谢谢. That was Xie Bin, who will be going up against Chan Rotana this Friday night, December 18th, for one collision course. That concludes our virtual media day. Thank you to all the media joining us. Don't forget, one collision course goes down this Friday, December 18th in Singapore. Main event headlined by light heavyweight kickboxing world championship, Andre Stoica versus Roman Kriklia. You have in the co-main event, Nong Oga Yangadao versus Rodlek PK Sanchai Muay Thai Gym for the One Super Series Bantamweight Muay Thai World Championship. A lot of great matchups on that card as well. Lowen Tynanes versus the former champ Marat Godfuroff. Yusuf Sadulayev versus the undefeated Troy Worthen. Lots of fun matchups on that one. Thank you for your time again, and we'll see you at the next event.
All right, I think I'm back. The stream has ended for One Championship Collision Course Virtual Media Day. I'm just double checking everything is okay. Yes, so Chris, good to see you joining us here. He filled us in. Troy's been at Stanford for a while, apparently. Yeah, now I remember seeing it on Instagram or something like that. I think it's been a couple months now when Troy went there. I completely forgot. How long is a while? Before his last fight, even? I think it was after his last fight, but yeah, someone double check. I'll have a look on his Instagram. You got the tea on what went down. I've got no idea. Maybe we'll ask Troy. Troy Worthen is going to be on the One Championship SCMP live show tomorrow, so we can find out what happened from Troy. So it was amicable, not necessarily anything bad went down. I reckon just maybe the pandemic, wanted to get back home. Maybe he wasn't getting the training he needed, evolved with Singapore closed off. No one can get in or out. Anyway, we'll find out from Troy. We'll get the skinny. We'll get the tea. As Sepiolot said. John and I are going to be back in about 10 minutes. We're going to do a live chat. We're going to have all the MMA news. We're going to go through the big stories today. including Yoel Romero going to Bellator, signing up with Bellator. We're going to talk about Tony Ferguson. He's been posting on social media. We're going to talk about a bunch of things. Get your questions, your comments in. 10 minutes, 12 o'clock. We'll be back live. Don't go anywhere. If you are on lockdown, if you're bored, if you're in quarantine, come join us. Come hang out. Come chat about MMA. Why the hell not? Should be fun. Hope you enjoyed this virtual media day for all 5 of you who watched or whatever it was. I appreciate you and commenting. And yeah, SCMP One Championship live. We're going to be back tomorrow. Huge lineup starting 8 a.m. Hong Kong time with Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. I will give you the full lineup later. We're going to be chatting about it as well at 12 o'clock in 9 minutes now. I better get out of here quickly to just make sure everything is okay with the next stream. Come jump over and chat in that one. SCMP MMA YouTube. Go have a look. Switch to streams. We're on Facebook as well. You can catch us on there. We'll be live streaming to both platforms. Come hang out. Come say hi. Come join us. See you again in a few minutes. Cheers.